Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dan-A-Plooza, starting off the October with another episode. Everyone, please give a nice warm welcome for my guest, artist Carrie Humburger Schramm.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
Good. So, tell me, Carrie, what is the most popular horror character that you're asked to do for your craft and artwork? Like, what is the most requested?
The most requested would probably be Michael Myers, because he's not as easily found in retail. And I do a lot of Pennywise requests, some big things and small things, and I actually brought a couple pieces to show. Whoops, hold on. There we go. Pennywise. And right now, cryptids are super popular. So they're all fun to do, but I also love to do the classics, and they get requests a lot. People are looking for, Dracula and Frankenstein's monster and all of those. So those are there's a lot of real popular things, and cryptids right now are crazy popular too.
Yep, and as folks can see from home, we also have our classic people like Ghostface from Scream. She has Freddy Krueger, Pennywise, Michael Myers. Are you asked to also do certain horror icons like Ash from Evil Dead, Chucky from Child's Play, and Pinhead from Hellraiser?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I get a lot of different requests, and I try to make sure that it's on my table for the next show, or I get it into my Etsy store. People will message me on Facebook or on Instagram, and I try to make it happen for them as best I can.
So what all kind of pieces can be found like in your store for fans and viewers to pick up?
We have mugs like you just showed. We have plates. We do Christmas ornaments. But my favorite would be my baby heads. We have necklaces.
Oh yeah.
Whoops.
There he is.
And night lights.
Ah, yes. Ooh.
I love my night lights. We have pencil holders, candle holders, toothbrush holders, things for your kitchen. Most of my stuff is functional. So, everything is food safe, everything's microwave safe. Well, except for the baby head night lights. But I try to keep things food safe and usable for people. And I think that's a plus for selling. It's horror art and functional at the same time.
That's what we need. We need functional for all our spooky Halloween needs.
Oh, absolutely, because every day is Halloween. Right? Or at least it is in my world.
As well as in the Tim Burton world.
Yes. Oh yeah, love my Beetlejuice.
How long does it take you to craft one of these pieces?
It depends on what it is. It takes anywhere from something small, like a wine cork stopper, is 15, 20 minutes, to a big platter that might take me 4 or 5 hours.
Wow.
So I have transformed my dining room into an art studio, and I work on projects at the table. And of course, I always have a line going, and I work on this a little bit, and then I work on that one, I work on that one. So I don't finish something all in one sitting. I jump around while paint dries, and because all of my pieces are one of a kind, hand painted. So they do take time.
So you have an assembly line going.
Yeah. Nobody wants to eat in my house.
I'll take it to go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it would be.
Speaking of the Halloween spooky season, do you have a certain favorite Halloween villain or character?
Oh, I'm gonna have to say I'm partial to Beetlejuice. He's not necessarily a villain, but he is, and he's dark, but he's funny at the same time. Um, and I like the Jason character too, so that's another one that I watch over and over. But I know I have one here somewhere. Where is he at? Oh, here it is. Some Beetlejuice going on.
Yep.
And he actually is, yeah. And I just got a tattoo, a Beetlejuice tattoo, a couple weeks ago. So yeah, yeah. They would probably be my like I said. I like the humor in Beetlejuice and Zombieland and those kind of that have that dark side, but they're also funny.
Comedy, yeah.
Yeah. I like to laugh.
Has anybody done like requested like a certain character that's kind of like been outside the box that maybe you haven't done?
I get requests for some different movies that I personally haven't seen, but their fans are their favorites. So I do occasionally get that. And then I've had a few requests of things that don't really fit into my horror fan art. I just did a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons things that were requested. Betty Boop was requested, and I was like, sure, why not? But they were kind of like special order pieces. So yeah, it does happen every once in a while that's totally outside of my norm. And it's fun to do those things too. I really do enjoy coming outside of my horror box and trying something new.
They just haven't asked for a crossover like Betty Boop and Michael Myers or Jason.
Well, I did have a wedding plate that had a bride and a groom, and the groom had a Jason mask on. So, yeah, you never know what people are going to ask for. And I try to, if I can do it, I accommodate.
Were there any concerns when the pandemic first hit and the shows were kind of canceled? Were you have any concerns of selling as an artist?
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough with no shows happening. My business is mainly at the shows.
Right.
I do have an Etsy store. I do take orders on Facebook and Instagram, but the no shows really hurt because I want people to see it in person. I want them to pick up the mug to see, oh, this fits my hand and I like the way it feels. It's the right size. It's hard to tell that just looking online. Even when I give measurements, it's hard to tell for sure if that's what you want without having it in your hands. People can't ask questions. You know, at a show, they come up, they ask me questions, I answer. They're messaging me, and it might take me a while to get back to them. And the back and forth was rough too, answering questions and taking orders. And I like the one-on-one conversation.
Oh yeah.
I like when people come up to my booth and we talk. And another big thing was postage.
Yeah.
I ship out, it's 1 to 3 days and I have your order shipped if I already have it. If it's a special order, it can take a lot longer, but the post office wasn't getting stuff to people
right
fast enough. I was tracking orders and boxes were sitting places for days and days and days. And luckily everything got to everyone. Some of them just took a lot longer. And I tried to explain, once it's out of my hands, there's nothing I can do except track it with you. But it was a hard year with with all of that. Luckily, things are not, there is no normal anymore, but some shows are happening, some are still canceling.
Right.
I was supposed to do Mothman Festival in West Virginia at Point Pleasant, and that got canceled. And that's usually a super fun show. I don't know if you gone to Mothman?
I've not. I've always been out of town.
Oh, you're gonna have to try to get there someday. It's pretty amazing. The amount of people and the costumes, and it's a really fun show. But that one had to unfortunately cancel this year. I've had quite a few that I thought might happen and didn't. So, but I do have Detroit coming up here in a couple of weeks, and fingers crossed that still happens. And Steel City, of course, here in Monroeville, and Horror Realm. So I only have 3 shows left for this year. I didn't crazy book myself, not knowing what would happen, if numbers would pick back up and we would be canceling them anyway.
Is there a certain favorite convention or venue you like to go to?
I do like the Mothman Festival. That is fun. I'm gonna have to stick with my hometown and say Monroeville for Steel City Con. That's my neighbors. That's my friends. And I've made a lot of really nice friends there at that show. Like you, come and visit me. And a lot of people stop in, and it's a very friendly show. I like the fact that people will stop by just to chit chat, just to say hi. Because I'm not a pressure, like, what are you buying? What are you buying? Yeah, just stop and say hi. You don't. I don't want people to feel like they can't stop and say hi to me, or check out what I have new, and maybe take some pictures and throw it on Facebook and help me out. And I'm good with any of that. But I really like my Monroeville, my Steel City. That's probably my favorite. Right? Although the Living Dead weekend is a lot of fun too. So the one that they have at the mall, and they also have one at Evans City. I love those people too. But once again, it's right here. It's a hometown kind of thing.
Yep. And for those watching right now, you can look on the Etsy shop. It's in the ticker below. You can check out all the wonderful horror spooky merchandise there, or you can also go to the Facebook page, which is RI Pieces Designs by Carrie S. So make sure to follow and pick up something if you have time.
Yeah, I'm going to be adding to the store all this week coming up. So the Etsy store will have a lot more product in it. It's spooky season. I have to.
Exactly. This is also a curious question. Has any celebrities or any horror icons seen any of your designs at these conventions, and what is their response?
Well, Linda Blair stopped by my booth once, and I was a little nervous because I heard she's not real fond of people doing her likeness from The Exorcist. And she was walking past, and she kind of stopped and took a couple steps back and looked at a plate that had her face on it. And she was like, "That's pretty nice." And she kept going, and I was like, "Yay!" Tom Savini has bought. He has a mug that says "must have tea" because he's not a coffee drinker. I learned that talking to him. And when he bought it, he said, "So now you got a tea bag for me?" Because I was, going to use it. I said, "I'll try to find you a tea bag. I'll send someone to the store if I have to." All the local celebrities too here, from Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. Those guys and gals have all stopped in. Guys from Knight Rider. The local they've all stopped in. Some of them have bought stuff. Some of them I've just gotten pictures with and hung out with and had a good time talking. And then Greg Nicotero. He stopped and took a peek at my stuff, and I was super happy about that. And I had gone with a girlfriend to take pictures for her because she was going to meet him. And he was like, "Come on, you're next." And I said, "No, I was just taking for her." I said, "I'm just a vendor." He said, "You're not just a vendor." And he grabbed a hold of me and pulled me in. We took a bunch of pictures. So he was pretty sweet. But hometown, right?
We are getting some comments in the feed from Todd DeMont about your pieces being fantastic.
Oh, yay. Thank you.
So what is it that fans most like about your artwork?
I think it's because it's useful, that they can use it as a dinner plate, or they can put it on a plate stand and have it as a decoration. It's multi-purpose. Because I do such a wide variety, it reaches the modern horror and the classic horror and Poe and cryptids, and I try to make it all useful, whether you burn a candle in it or eat or drink. I try to make things that are useful, and I'm always open to suggestions when people say, "Hey, can you do this character or that character? Or have you ever thought about?" Because we just started doing toothbrush holders.
There you
and
go.
This is from Zombieland.
The rules.
Yes, beware of bathrooms. So I try to keep things useful and decorative at the same time. And I think that's why people appreciate the fan art that I do.
Mm-hmm. And also, don't forget, fans, that the next season after spooky season is Christmas season. So, pick up yourself an ornament.
Get yourself a Bigfoot, right?
Yep. But, so can you also tell me, what has been the biggest challenging piece that you've ever done?
Oh, that actually is an easy one for me to answer. I had done I had taken a baby head and I had transformed it into Pennywise and made it into a nightlight. And that was pretty challenging. Poured the mold and then added clay to make the cheeks and the forehead and put the hair on and glued all the little teeth in. That was probably the most challenging, and I had to put more thought. Was, how can I make this work?
Mm-hmm.
How can this look? I want it to look like Pennywise, and there are pictures on my Facebook of him when he was finished. So he was a lot of fun to do, and now I had someone ask me about Chucky, so he'll be next on a nightlight.
Your friend to the end, even in the dark.
That's right. Yeah. I'm open to trying new things, and somebody said, "Can you make me a Chucky nightlight?" And I was like, "Yes, it'll happen. It'll happen." But anytime I'm taking something and transforming it, taking that's supposed to be a pretty doll head and making it into something else is always challenging.
Maybe you'll get more requests for them Chucky nightlights and mugs and plates, because the new Chucky series is coming out on Sci-Fi.
Yes, can't wait. Can't wait. I don't think I brought any Chucky up here with me today to show, but yeah, whatever's in seems to be what's popular too.
Oh yeah.
If there's something coming out or an anniversary of a movie, that's when people seem to want it more. Makes a difference in my sales and what people were requesting. Yeah, definitely.
Have you ever gotten any Gremlins requests?
I have done some gremlins. So I don't have any anymore. I had done just a few pieces to test the waters, and they went pretty fast. So they're on my list of things to do in the next 2 weeks to take to Detroit. Got to have some gremlins and Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, there you go.
That was another one that I just made a couple pieces to see what would happen. And they disappeared in a hurry. So they're on the list to make some more. They're that funny horror kind of,
slapstick.
Yeah.
Just don't get your Carrie Gremlin's plate wet after midnight.
That's right.
Multiply.
Don't drink out of that cup after midnight.
Multiply it. So before we wrap up, anything else you would like to say or promote before we close?
I appreciate all of my fans, and I want to thank all of them for all the support that they've given me over the years and actually made my dream of making this into a business make it happen. It happened, and I love it, and I love all of you, and I can't wait to see you at shows, hopefully, and if not, shoot me a message and say hi on Facebook. I just wanted to thank everyone that supported me since I started, and you guys know who you are. Oh, and I do have a mug of the month.
Okay.
I just started this year. This is today's.
Oh, and trick or treat.
This is October's mug. Yep. And it was an idea that was given to me by a customer. Love you, thank you. And she came up with this idea, so I thought, why not? Let's try it. So we've been doing a different mug every month, and they're the same size and shape. This is the mug. It's just a different design on it, and it's really taken off. So thank her too. And if anyone's interested in seeing the mugs, they're all on my Facebook. They can see the past because you can order any of the mugs from January until to October.
Yep, and that's RI Designs by Carrie on Facebook and her Etsy shop as well.
Yes.
So Dan-A-Plooza will continue at 6 with our guest, independent filmmaker Todd Wolfson. He'll be talking about his independent feature Batshit, and we will close tonight with burlesque dancer Haley Spencer. So I want to thank everybody for joining Dan-A-Plooza. Thank you, Carrie, and we will see you later. Have a good day.
Have a good day.